Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a nail video on peel base. Now, peel base is a layer that goes underneath, that I use, I should say, underneath dip powder so that I don't have to soak off my nails at all. I don't do any soaking at all. I use a clear dip base underneath colors, and I have a video on how I do my fills with clear dip powder. I will link that in the description box and also in the cards of this video so that you can check that out. But I have figured out a way to not soak my nails off at all. When I say not at all, I haven't soaked off in over a year. Yes, I have not soaked off in over a year, and I tell you that this process has been the best for me because I do not like soaking off. That is the worst part of doing dip powder nails, is soaking off your nails. Like, that takes forever, and I had to figure out a way to get around it. I started looking on the internet, I started looking in Facebook groups, and these ladies figured it out. Like, they figured it out. And I tell you, anything that needs to be done, we will figure out a way to do it. I cannot take credit for it. They did it, but I just started following it, and I promise that it has been the best thing ever since. So I do use it religiously with every single manicure. I use it every single time. Now, there are a few exceptions, maybe that when I'm going on vacation or something like that, when I want my nails to last longer, I don't use it for that. But most of the time, on a regular day-to-day, I am using peel base under my manicures because I want them to come off so I can go on to the next color. Like, I'll put it on, don't like a color, take it off, and do it again. Like, that's the beauty of this. But I will say there are some downsides to it. Now, the downsides to using peel base is that it doesn't last. Like, you cannot have a long-term manicure with peel base. Now, again, the ladies of the internet have figured out ways to prolong its use, having it work for maybe a couple of days, up to even a week, I have heard people do. And I'm going to go over some of those things that they do in order to get that to happen. I personally have not tried any of those methods because that's not anything that I personally am interested in, because it's just, I have so many colors over here. Like, if it lasts 2 or 3 days, I'm good. If one pops off, that's just the gods telling me it's time for me to change the color. So I just change it and move on. But there are some people that, for work purposes or just period, they don't want to have to be bothered with it coming off and doing all of that extra stuff. They don't want to do that. So they have figured out ways to make it last a little bit longer. So I'm going to show you a couple of those methods here in this video. I'm also going to apply all of my dip powder on camera so that you can see beginning to end everything that I do when it comes to applying a peel base before a set. Now, there are a couple of different brands of peel base that are available. This one is the one I use. Let me take this out so you can see the label. This one is the one I use, which is UNT Ready for Takeoff Peel Base. Peelable Base Coat. That's the one I use. This is the one I personally swear by. It works the best for me. Some people don't have as much success with this one, and again, it is all trial and error. I do have some other ones. I have this one here by Sparkle & Co., which I've never used. I've just never used that one because the UNT one works the best for me. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, And I would hate to get to a point where I feel like I used a peel base and it didn't work. And then I had to file off or soak off, and then I would just be devastated at that point because I've gone so long without it. I'm just like, I'm not even going to try it. I'm just going to stick with what I know works. So as far as peel base is concerned, it's by design a product that peels off, thus the name peel base. It's a base coat that peels off when you get ready to take it off. Now, I believe this product was set up initially for nail polish. You guys can tell me if I'm right or wrong about that, but I believe that's what it was originally designed for, nail polish, like to put this on you can even put it on your bare nail. Like, this can be done on your bare nail as well, but I choose to do it over a dip base, but you can do it on your bare nail as well. Now, again, the beautiful people of the internet have figured out a way to make that work for gel polish, which I think this product is designed for gel polish as well. But I am pretty confident that this product is not designed for dip powder. Like, they did not have dip powder in mind when they designed this product, but Again, the ladies of the internet have figured out a way to make it work for dip powder, and I am forever grateful. So I will show you on this one nail. On this one nail, I do have Peel Base already applied. I have one coat of Peel Base applied to it. Let me zoom in a little bit. One coat of Peel Base applied to it so I can show you how it comes off. You can see if I start rubbing at it, peeling at it, it just peels away. Starts peeling away. You can see it peeling off. And the whole thing peels off. Here we are with the Peel Base on my finger. And that's it. That's how it works if you have nail polish on your finger. Pretty much it will peel off like that if you have nail polish. If you have dip powder, the whole nail just pops off. It kind of looks like a press-on nail when you get finished. And I'm going to show you guys that in this video as well. So as for the ways that you can use it, some people use it by just doing a stripe down the center of the nail like this. A stripe down the center of the nail and leaving all of this part untouched on the sides and the tip, because it will help to adhere better to the side walls without the Peel Base being there. They get a little bit more wear out of a manicure with Peel Base if they only do a strip. Some people only put one full coat over the whole nail. They find that to give them some time to work with. Me personally, I do 3 coats of Peel Base. That may sound excessive, but again, I am one to change my nails often. Do I get long-term use out of them? No, I don't. I don't get long-term use out of them. If I want longer use, I am sure to cap my edges and side walls with top coat. That helps me to get a couple of more days out of it. But overall, if your goal is to have it to last longer, I would suggest trying a strip down the middle and leaving the side walls not touched by Peel Base, and then go in and dip as normal. Now, when you get ready to take it off, I cannot speak to how that's going to come off, but I have seen videos and people in nail groups, which you can go and research, that say that it does come off fairly easy when they do it that way. If you are a person that does it that way, leave a comment in the comments below, because that'll help some of the other people that are trying to figure out how to get Peel Base to best work for them. Your experience with just doing a strip down the center of the nail. Again, I can't speak to that because that's not what I do, but I will say that it does work for some. And when they get ready to take it off, if it doesn't come off all the way, just file it with a nail file and file the color off that's around the edges and around the tip that's still on there, but the nail should pop off. Now, we'll go with that. For me, I use 3 coats of Peel Base, which I'm going to go ahead and do now. 3 coats of Peel Base is what I do for me, and it doesn't have to be perfect and exact. You're just kind of slapping it on there to make sure, and I lay it on kind of thick, you know, because I want mine to pop off again. So this is what I do. Once it's all applied, you do let it dry completely after each application. When you get it on there, let it dry completely. Each layer has to be dry in order for it to work properly, because pretty much the base will just kind of mix in there and it'll get funky, and we really don't want that. So I let my Peel Base dry completely between each layer, and that usually works pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the 3 layers of Peel Base, and I'll be back. All right, so now we have all 3 layers of Peel Base added. Each layer was dry in between each one. So now they're all dry to the touch. You can see they're all totally dry. And now we're just gonna go in with our dip process as normal for this video. I just grabbed a couple of colors. I don't even know if they go good together, but it looks like they do pretty good. So I grabbed a couple of colors. I'm gonna use iGel dip liquids for this video, so that I just grabbed whichever ones were closest to me. These work well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with doing that. The dip process, I'm gonna do 2 dips of color on each nail. I wanted to grab a couple of different ones, like this one is the solid, this one's glitter. I wanted to use both of those in this video. The process works just the same for both of those. Like, it works well for glitters, foils, shimmers, whatever type of dip powder you use, Peel Base will work underneath that. If you use it for any of those, it will work. So I'm gonna go in and do my dip process. I'm gonna speed that part up because you guys see me do dips. I'm just gonna do it quickly. I'm not even gonna do all that fancy, and I'll be back. All right, so that is the application. This is what I am left with. Like I said, it is not perfect. The purpose of this video is not a nail tutorial. It's just to show you how the process works with taking it off. And I didn't mention the colors. So the colors are by iGel Beauty. This one is Snapdragon, and this one is by 3 Broke Girls Dips, and it's a kitchen sink dip, one that I got in an order that I received. So we're just going to go ahead now and activate this and file it just a bit. We're not even going to do it that fancy. Like I said, it's just for purposes of taking them off. Apply activator to all of the nails like you would normally do. This is a normal dip process. Apply activator to everything, get it all hard, and then put top coat on it. And then after that's done, then I'm going to show you how I take it off. I'm going to file it just a bit so that it looks a little bit presentable. Just for purposes of me not wanting my nails to look crazy. So I'm going to file it a bit after this dries, and then we'll come back. All right, so that's filed. This is filed pretty well. Like, it's a total rush job, you guys. Don't judge me. Anyway, so now we're going to activate and do the top coat like we normally would. Let this activator sit about 2 minutes, and then we're going to top coat it. All of this for purposes of just to see how this comes off after you have applied it and how the nails look when they come off. So we're gonna let that dry for 2 minutes, and then we're gonna add top coat. Now our top coat's on. We're gonna let that dry and let that do what it's gonna do for the next couple of hours, and then I will come back in a few hours and show you the removal process. All right, so it's been a couple of hours. My house has turned into Grand Central Station with way too much noise, so I had to switch over to a voiceover. But you can see that my thumbnails already started to chip away. I was moving stuff around in my room, and a piece of that came off. But that's okay. We're just going to go ahead and take the rest of them off. Things that can be used to remove the nails are cuticle nippers. I use this water marbling tool sometimes. I use a file to file around the edges. I use a cuticle pusher sometimes, and sometimes I just use my teeth. I'm going to be honest, more often than not, I use my teeth. to get them off because my teeth can feel the difference between pulling up the base layer and only pulling up the color, where the tools cannot. Tools are just going to dig in there and kind of just go for it, whereas if I'm using my teeth, I can really feel the difference. Now on this nail that has a piece taken off, I'm going to go ahead and use this tool, the cuticle pusher, the tip of it, to kind of get under it. And once you get under it, you'll see that the whole nail will just pop off. The thing will pop off. Sometimes it'll come off in pieces, but most of the time the whole thing is just going to come off in one big piece. And there you go. That one's off. The nail is nice and clean. It's ready to move on for the next set. Now, if you got some around the edges that's still stuck, a light filing with the file will get that off. Not hard at all, because you don't want to file off your top coat. Just a light filing will get that off of the sides, and you'll be ready for the next dip. Now we're going to move on to the next nail. Some nails may give you a harder time than others. I really don't know how to explain that. Sometimes if you get your dip on top of the peel base, if you get your dip base around the edges where you're capping the edges really well, this is what I was talking about earlier with capping your edges, because it creates a seal around the edges and the side wall so that it doesn't come off as easily. Sometimes that is the cause for it. Sometimes you just have some bad peel base and it ain't going to work, so you have to just do what you have to do to get it off. This one is one of those ones that I had to bite off. I had to give it a little bit of a bite to get it started. Once I did, then I went ahead and chipped that piece off, which I got it off, and I was able to go ahead around the other parts of the nail to get the rest of it off. Now, when I say bite it off, you guys, do not come for me. Do not come for me, but this is what I do. I'm telling you, I bite it off. I'm not going in like some savage and just going in there tearing it up. I'm just going in there with a little bit of a bite with my bottom teeth to kind of lift it up, and then I go in with my finger and pull the rest of it off. So it's just that simple. You see, the next nail came off really easily. All I had to do was do a little bit of lifting, and it came right off. This one, I'm going to file just a bit around the edges because it is kind of being stuck on the sides a little bit. You'll find that if you file the edges, you break the seal of the dip base that's on top of the peel base, and then it just pops right off. See that one? The glitter nail just popped right off in one piece. That's normally how it is. So I hope you all get the idea of this. This is a very simple process. Again, you can play with peel base to figure out how you can get it to work best for you for as long as you want to keep it on, or for as short as you want to keep it on. But I do encourage all of you to try this method because it is a way to switch up your nails more often and not have to soak off your nails at all. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.